plenty of money. They weren't the type of parents to give Jason and his sister whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted it. While he was in France, Jason and I were going to have to email, which his mom insisted was very romantic and old-fashioned. "Remember," Grace added, "absence makes the heart grow fonder." She glanced at the thin gold watch on her wrist. "And we've got to go. We'll miss you, Juliet." After my dad moved out, Grace had asked me if I wanted her to ask my parents if I could join the Robinsons on their vacation, but I told her I couldn't miss the end of my internship at Children United. I'd competed against kids from all over the world to get accepted, and my English teacher, who'd written my recommendation for the summer, was also writing my recommendation for college. I told Grace that if he found out I ditched the program, he might not write my rec in the fall. My reason was a lie, but it was plausible enough that she just smiled and told me how impressed she was by my living up to my responsibilities. Living up to your responsibilities was a big deal to Jason's mom. I was embarrassed by how my throat got tight when she said she'd miss me, and I forced myself to give her a cheerful wave and a jaunty "Bon voyage." She waved back. Jason's mother was always beautifully dressed, and today she wore a simple but flattering red linen dress and a pair of red and white strappy sandals. The whole ensemble was très français. "Let's go, Jason," she said again. As soon as she shut the door, Jason put his arms around me. I leaned against him, trying not to see the next 2 weeks as a black hole I was getting sucked down into. "You're gonna be okay," he said quietly. Lost in my own thoughts, I wasn't quite listening to him, which seemed to happen to me a lot lately. It's all so weird. Like, who am I now? Jason stepped away from me and took my shoulders in his hands. "Jay, that's crazy. You're still you." "I don't know, Jay," I said. My eyes hit Jason right at his collarbone, and I didn't lift them to his face. I tried to find the words to explain what I was feeling. You know that thing where you look at your hand, and suddenly you're like, "It's so weird that that's my hand?" "Stop." Jason's voice was commanding, confident. It was his debating voice, the one that had won our team the regional championship last spring. He let go of my shoulders and lifted my chin. His dark gray eyes stared into mine as he enumerated points on his fingers. 1. You're a third-generation legacy. 2. You've got a 4.0 average. 3. You're one of 10 Children United interns in the whole world. 4. You're going to spend every second while I'm away studying for your SATs, on which you will get a near-perfect score. I hip-checked him on that. Next year, when we're at Harvard, this will all seem like a bad dream. When he said Harvard, he tapped me lightly on the nose. That was our plan, to get into Harvard early action. Jason was our lead debater, but I was no slouch. I thought of countering his points one by one. First, half the kids applying to Harvard are legacies. Second, there are thousands of applicants with 4.0 averages. Third, my internship has consisted of reading useless reports, summarizing them for no one, and sitting in on endless lectures delivered to nearly empty rooms. Fourth, every time I try to sit down and study for the SATs, the words just swim around on the page. But I didn't want our last few seconds together to consist of my whining. Instead, all I said was, "Hey, don't jinx Harvard." I was superstitious about our acceptance, which was why, while he was wearing a white t-shirt that spelled out Harvard in red letters, I'd made him remove the Harvard bumper sticker that he'd put on my Amazon wish list. The front door opened again, and Grace stuck her head out. "Jason, in the car, now." You didn't mess with Grace when she said "now" like that. Jason opened his arms, and I slipped into them, hugging him back as tightly as he was hugging me, hoping some of his optimism about senior year, which was only 2.5 weeks away, would enter my body by osmosis. The jerk of the garage door rising was followed by the car honking as Mark backed the Lexus into the driveway. Isabella, Jason's little sister, rolled down her window and shouted, "Bye, Juliet. Bye. We'll miss you." "Bye, Bella," I called back.